everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Marigold Manor. I'm so excited because my best friend has invited myself and my husband over for dinner at her house tonight. One of my favorite things about adulthood has been double dating with my best friend. I didn't grow up like double dating. I didn't grow up dating at all. And so when I met my husband and we started dating, my best friend and her husband and myself and my boyfriend slash fiance at the time would always do game nights, and it's just continued for the last like several years. The four of us always get together and have a game night, or you know, we host dinner or they host dinner, whatever the case may be, and it's just so much fun. It's so nice to have a community. It's nice to have other married friends, especially other married friends that also don't have children. Like I was saying, it's just nice to have like friends and community of people who are in the same phase of life that you are. And I just like to take advantage of it because you never know, like they could decide to have a kid, we could decide to have a kid, things could change. So it's just nice to gather and to be together. And so we have plans tonight to have dinner and watch The Bachelor and play games. I'm very, very excited. She is making spaghetti and meatballs, like a spaghetti squash and meatball situation. And then I'm making the dessert, which is going to be a lemon cream pie. I've never made this before. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but between the two of us, she always cooks dinner and I always bake dessert, and it's just like a nice symbiotic relationship. I found this recipe on Sally's Baking Addiction, and Sally has never steered me wrong. One time I made a cake from Sally's Baking Addiction. This was last year. And actually it was this same friend whose mother-in-law asked me to make the cake for her father-in-law's 60th birthday. Talk about pressure. I used a recipe from Sally's Baking Addiction, and the way that people were coming up to me all night telling me how good this cake was and how they had no idea like how I got it to taste so good, and am I a baker full time? Like people were asking me if I was a full-time baker, and I was like, literally no. Sally's Baking Addiction just has amazing recipes. So that's where I got this recipe. I'm very excited. Also, my best friend, she loves lemon desserts. So since we're going to her house, I figure we'll just do something that I know she's gonna love. So let me gather all of the ingredients that we need and then we'll get going. And we've got to be over there at 6:30. The time is now 4:18, and I think this pie has to bake for, I don't know how long, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So let's get to work. The nice thing about this recipe is that it's only 7 ingredients. I love an easy recipe. I love something quick. Also, the instructions say it's gonna be done in 20 minutes, so let's hope that that's not an exaggeration. I did decide though to make my own whipped cream from scratch. So I've got heavy whipping cream, so that'll probably add some time to the amount of time that it claims it's going to take, but that's okay. We've got time. Okay, so had to change the camera angle. We've got lemons, almonds, we're gonna use egg yolks, condensed milk, butter, granulated sugar, and graham crackers. So this should be fairly easy, fairly quick. I just gotta get all of the tools. I need the, what's it called? Food processor. And I think that's all I need, so let me go grab that. So first you're going to combine 11 graham crackers with half a cup of almonds in the food processor. I think you can also use a blender for this if you have a strong enough blender. My food processor did not process the almonds very well. A lot of them held their shape, so I had to throw them back in the food processor and run it again to get the almonds to break down. But when I tested it a second time and I did it in my NutriBullet, it was able to break down the almonds super easily. So I think a blender would be fine. You're gonna combine that with a tablespoon, I think, or 2 tablespoons of sugar and melted butter, and then you're gonna press that graham cracker crust into your pie dish. Learn from my mistakes. Carry the crust like all the way up the sides, not just a little bit, because you want to really create like a crust around the outside of the pie, not just on the bottom. So make sure that you have it going up the sides as far as possible. See, this is my problem because I read that, okay, the instructions say from mixing bowl to oven in 20 minutes. But then when you actually get to the actual recipe, no, you don't have to let it cool for an hour. or chill for an hour before serving. So it's $4.50. I mean, I think we could do it. If I stop chatting and put together the filling, I think, and it has to cook for 20 minutes, then it has to chill. It's not gonna chill for an hour, it's gonna chill for like 40 minutes. But then again, I can put it in the fridge when we get to my friend's house, and then it'll continue chilling, and by the time we serve, it'll be time to go. Or by the time it's done chilling, it'll be time to eat. Okay, let's make the filling. For our filling, we are going to use 2 14-ounce cans of condensed milk. My fellow Caribbean and Latina girls grew up with condensed milk. The way I grew up with condensed milk, it is a staple in Hispanic households, and I was very excited to see that it was something that we were going to be using in today's recipe because condensed milk is absolutely delicious. You can use it to sweeten your tea, your coffee, use it in your baking and recipes, and it's just phenomenal. So we're going to do 2 cans of condensed milk and then 4 egg yolks, as well as 5 lemons. So here's where I changed the recipe a bit to fit my personal preference. The recipe called for 4 lemons, and I decided to add an extra one because I do like when lemony things are like obviously lemony and not like, oh, you're searching for the lemon. And I just had a feeling that 4 wasn't going to be enough, and I was right. And when I took it to my friend's house, she was like, if you had 1 less lemon in here, it would not be lemony enough. So if you like things lemony, add that 5th lemon. If you're okay with just like a hint of lemon, then 4 is perfect. You're gonna whisk that around until it is all combined, and then pour it into your warm pie crust. I made this recipe again the following day, and instead of using a whisk, I had used a wooden spoon. The pie came out a lot denser and a lot less fluffy, so I definitely think using a whisk is very, very important for this recipe. Also important for this recipe, it says to bake it for 19 to 21 minutes. Now, I was a little nervous about it being underdone because there were egg yolks in the recipe. However, when I did it the second time, I baked it for longer than 21 minutes and it was overdone. So that 19 to 21 minutes really is your sweet spot. If it's a little jiggly, that's okay. It's going to set as it cools. So don't overbake it by leaving it in for 27 minutes. And then the whipped cream is super easy to make. It's just 2 cups heavy whipping cream, I think 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar and some vanilla extract whipped in your KitchenAid or whatever whipping apparatus that you have. And I put it in a Tupperware container so that I could carry it with the pie to my friend's house. We chilled everything in the fridge, and then when it was time to serve, I spread the whipped cream on the top of the pie, and we cut it up and served it, and it was absolutely delicious. Everyone enjoyed it. It is definitely going in my family recipe book because it truly tastes like a bakery level pie. So if you love lemon and you love pie and you want like a fairly easy recipe to start with, I seriously suggest this one. It was very easy and very delicious.